Potong deh kedua. Potong kedua.
That's horizontal devolution. Then the third task of the Finance Commission is obviously includes very intense consultation with each of the state governments, and the commission visits the 16th Finance Commission. 16th Finance Commission started its work in mid-February, and one of the in terms of the horizontal devolution, that is clearly urban local water fees. To then certain grants are recommended by the Finance Commission. What I will do in the initial remarks is to first tell you what the Finance Commission does, then where our work is at present, and third I will speak a little bit briefly about our meeting today with the government of Tripura and my Honorable Chief Minister. So just to give you a little background, the Finance Commission's mandate is principally about the division of union revenues between the center and the states, and then dividing the state share among the 28 states. The way it works is the following. There are I think you are okay with this. Okay. There are certain taxes that go directly to the states. For example, state GST, any taxes that the state levies on petroleum and petroleum products, taxes on alcohol. These are the taxes that are levied and collected by the states, and they go directly to the states. There are also certain taxes which go directly to the central government. Not many, but there are a few. One, anything that is due to the union territories goes to the central government. Then there are certain cesses and surcharges which the central government may levy, and they also go directly to the central government's budget, or what we call the consolidated fund of India. There is a large number of remaining taxes, union taxes, including such taxes as the personal income tax, corporate profit tax, custom duties, center's share in the GST, so CGST and its share in IGST. All these tax revenues, which is really the large part of the nation's taxes, goes into a common pool, which is called the divisible pool. This is the divisible pool which has to be divided between the center and the states, and then among the states. Every 5 years, the Finance Commission is appointed, and its mandate usually is to make a recommendation for a 5-year period how these taxes should be divided between the center and states. So that's called the vertical devolution. What percentage of the divisible pool should go to the center and what percentage to the states. So 15th Finance Commission's recommendation was that 41% should go to the states, 59% to the center. So this is called the vertical devolution leading to 41% share of the states. Then this state share, this 41%, is divided among the 28 states using a set of criteria about which I will talk briefly in a minute. And that is called the horizontal devolution. So that is about the division of the state's share among the 28 states. That's horizontal devolution. Then the third task of the Finance Commission is also to make recommendations on some local body grants, both urban and rural. so PRIs, the Panchayati Raj institutions, as well as the urban local bodies, ULBs. To them, certain grants are recommended by this Finance Commission. These grants come from the central government's budget or the Consolidated Fund of India. These are not coming out of the divisible pool. Similarly, the Commission is also asked to make recommendations on the disaster relief and disaster management, and these also come from the Consolidated Fund of India. Occasionally, if the Finance Commission sees the need for it, it can also make some state-specific recommendations for some state-specific grants, as well as some sector-specific grants. So these could be for education, something like that. So all of the grants basically come from the Consolidated Fund of India. That is really our Now, in terms of the horizontal devolution, that is clearly something that is of the greatest interest to the states. The recommendations, there are certain recommendations that were made by the 15th Finance Commission, and then each state now is telling 16th Finance Commission how that division should be done. And in a minute I come to that. But first a little bit about our own work of the 16th Finance Commission. 16th Finance Commission started its work in mid-February. And one of the very important tasks of the Commission is to consult the stakeholders very widely. This obviously includes very intense consultation with each of the state governments, and the Commission visits each state. We have visited in the past 16 other states, and Tripura is our 17th state. After this, we will have 11 more states to visit. The consultation also includes consultations with all the major ministries of the Government of India. Each of these entities also gives the Commission a memorandum, which includes an analysis of the finances and then its own recommendations, what it would like the Finance Commission to do. Yes, they submitted one report which applied for 2021 and then for 2022 to 25-26. So I take the horizontal devolution that the 15th Finance Commission recommended as the base and compare that to what the Government of Tripura has now suggested regarding what 16th should do. So based on population, 15th Finance Commission said 15% of the state's share should be divided based on that. So if Tripura has certain share in the population of the total population of the 28 states, then 15% of the divisible pool would be then divided, would be awarded to Tripura based on that share, on the population share. Similarly, 15 had area which it gave 15% weight, which means that 15% of the divisible pool was divided based on the share in the national geographical area of the 28 states. For population, the Tripura government said reduce that weight from 15 to 10%. For area, Tripura government said reduce that weight from 15 to 5%. As you know, Tripura is a state with very small share in nationally. It is the third smallest state. So therefore, when you do it by area, it doesn't get a whole lot out of it. So its recommendation on that expectation, I believe, is to reduce the weight of area from 15 to 5%. On forest and ecology, the 15th Finance Commission had given a weight of 10%, meaning 10%, it divided 10% of the divisible pool based on the share in forest of any given state. Tripura government's recommendation is that that should be increased to 20%. And once again, this is coming from the fact that Tripura actually has a very large forest area. Almost 70% of Tripura's total area is covered by forest. On income distance, now a very important objective of the Finance Commission devolutions has always been some form of equity. That the underlying philosophy is that every state should roughly be able to provide, be in a position to provide similar levels of economic and social services, meaning education, health, etc. And so there is an effort by this successive finance commissions to redistribute the revenue in favor of poorer states which are not able to raise their own revenues, meaning states with lower per capita income. Tripura possibly falls among the states whose per capita income is below the national average, so it benefits from that criterion. And so it has recommended that the share of income distance criterion be increased from 45% to 50%. You can see that traditionally income distance has been given a lot of weight. Generally 40 to 45%, 50% also perhaps has been given by one of the previous finance commissions. So this equalization is a very important consideration that has guided the past finance commission's recommendations. There is also 15 had given some small weight, 2.5% to tax effort, to fiscal effort, that how much effort are the states themselves making to raising the giving us a memorandum as well. Our consultation also is done with the experts, so that we have done that countrywide. We went to 4 or 5 different cities where then we invited the specialists from 4 or 5 states each, thereby covering all 28 states. We also consult the previous finance commissions. We have consulted the finance commission chairs of 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, last 4 commissions. Anybody, any eminent persons, we try to seek out and actively seek advice. But in principle, anybody can give his thoughts and advice to the commission. Our website makes a provision, and if you go there, there will be a link you will find where you can put up your, where you can leave your suggestions, and this gets looked at by the commission very regularly. Okay, so this is all about how what the commission's job is and what this commission has been doing. Our mandate will end on October 31st, 2025, meaning this year, by which time we are required to submit the report to the President, and then the President makes a decision on the acceptance or rejection of the recommendations. Normally, as far as vertical devolution and horizontal devolution are concerned, the recommendations in the past 15 commissions have been accepted in complete total as made. Today we had a very detailed meeting with the government of Tripura, with Chief Minister, Finance Minister, Chief Secretary, some cabinet members and some senior secretaries being present. We started with remarks by the Chief Secretary, remarks by myself, and then we had a very detailed presentation with probably close to 100 slides by the Finance Secretary of Tripura government. Then we had certain questions, follow-up queries, comments, etc., to which then Tripura secretaries responded, and we closed with final remarks by the Chief Minister. Mainly, in terms of the general tenor, the finances of Tripura, as presented, are in sound condition, and the Commission appreciated that. the debt to GDP ratio has been on the decline. Its committed expenditures, which generally include pension, salaries, and interest payments on the debt, have also been on the decline. So there is a good sign. It's indicative of sound financial management. On the substance of it, the area of interest is how the government of Tripura would like the 16th Finance Commission to do the horizontal devolution. And on that I will just give you some details. So I will compare for you what the 15th Finance Commission did, which is the current division. So the award period of 15th Finance Commission was from 2020-21 to 25-26. So usually it's for 5 years, but
several CSS schemes in the rural and the hill areas. In Tripura, we often find that these services are down because of lack of proper maintenance and all those things. So is there any possibility that the Finance Commission will put some added emphasis on this when an issue?
So as you know, CSS are the schemes of the central government. In any case, the central government also takes the specific special circumstances of the northeastern states into account, and therefore the sharing pattern of the northeastern states is 90-10. The center bears the 90% of the cost of the CSS, and the states bear 10% of the cost. In comparison, for the other states in the country, the sharing pattern is 60-40. States give 40%, not 10%, and the center gives the 60%. So that is a part of the thinking generally of the central government also. Already.
Thank you.
Next.
Sir, myself Pinaki and work from office. Right? So you see the debt and the committed expenditure has reduced in Tripura in last. So is there any way that for that it will get, the state will get any type of incentive for that?
So that is an issue for the Finance Commission to consider, and we are certainly aware, we are certainly sensitive to that. But anything for me to say right now as to whether this will eventually in the recommendation somehow show up or not would be premature. We are still thoroughly in that, so I can't say what the Commission will ultimately do. It will all depend on, we have to complete all our consultations first, listen to every single state, and then apply our minds to the various factors that should be or that can be considered. But it's certainly something that some past commissions have also looked at, because how much the states are helping themselves. Even starting from the first Finance Commission, it made that comment, go back and read their report, that how much the states are helping themselves ought to be an issue as well.
Sir, myself Tushar Acharya from ANI. Sir, my one question is...
Sorry, where are you?
Sir, myself here.
Okay.
Sir, question is what your commission has found in comparison development in comparison of the last report of the commission?
In terms of development?
In terms of changes mainly, the notable changes.
Yeah.
And one more question is that, sir, how close is your expectation with the share of the state of Tripura? Thank you.
So, no, I can't say anything about the share of Tripura because I can't say anything about the share of any other state either, because that's a decision which will is a difficult one, and as you can imagine, this all states are competing, and you must have, if you're reading up the newspapers, many of the states, richer states are saying that a lot of diversion of what we actually generate as revenue is being done to the poorer states, and also these are all contested issues. So to that I can't say very much what the share of Tripura would be. Now, as regards the development of Tripura,